What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today it's Apple, but not one phone or two phones, it's everything. I don't want to blue ball you and have 40 different videos with an unboxing, a first impressions. They're Apple products, folks. They don't really warrant a whole saga or series of videos. So in this video, I'm going to give you the rundown of my AirPods Pro 3, the iPhone Air, the 17 Pro Max I'm recording on just now, and the Apple Watch Ultra 3. From an Android user, a deep Android user, how does iPhone and the Apple ecosystem fit into my life? And are the upgrades from the 17 Pro Max much better than the 16 Pro Max? And what's with all the hype about this? Yeah, overrated device. Let's go. So I am going to start off with a positive note. By far, the best product released by Apple this September, the AirPods Pro 3rd generation. I'm wearing them just now. The audio you're hearing are from the microphones all over these headphones, so hopefully the audio sounds good. And everything about these headphones is an upgrade. The battery, the fit, the feel, the look, the noise cancellation, the transparency mode, everything. I think Apple say like 30% more noise cancelling or twice the noise cancellation. AirPods Pro 2 were already basically class leading. The AirPods Pro 3 are, on a whole different level. And if you're in the Apple ecosystem, which to be honest, you're kind of going to have to be to get the full use of the functions and features, using Apple Music with the lossless audio and then the spatial audio on these headphones, just stunning. Like truly, truly stunning. Now, obviously that can't come across in a video, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But as someone that's used the Galaxy Buds Pro 3 for the past 6 months, I can tell you these with my little AD branding on it are just a cut above, completely different level. It's eerily quiet when you have noise cancelling on. And then in terms of step tracking, heart rate monitoring, these are all things that if you have an Apple Watch Ultra or any Apple Watch, you're never going to use. But to be able to go for a run and you forgot your watch, you don't take your phone with you anyway. If you take your phone for a run, you really need to switch off from social media and the world for a while. If you're out for a walk or a run, you should just be, walking or running. Being able to track your steps, heart rate, workout activity, use a workout buddy through your earphones. Top stuff from Apple in terms of the headphones. And with all these upgrades, the fact that they've kept the price here in the UK at £219, I could recommend these to 100% of Apple users and probably 60% of everyone else, because as mentioned, the lossless audio, the spatial audio isn't going to really work as well on your Android, Samsung, Honor device. And then keeping it still quite positive, the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Absolutely not worth the upgrade from the Apple Ultra 2, I can tell you that right now. But I didn't buy the Apple Watch Ultra 2, I stuck with the Apple Watch Ultra 1 because I didn't think the 2 was enough for an upgrade, and never upgraded to the 3. For me, the slightly bigger display, the slightly bigger battery, the black titanium colour, that's enough to warrant an upgrade for me. Of course, there's blood pressure sensors, there's all the other usual sensors and fall detection, emergency SOS, satellite communication. There's all the other stuff that the Apple Watch brings, but it kind of brings that on all the other devices as well. In terms of whether you should upgrade from the 2 to the 3, probably not. But if you've got an Apple Watch Ultra original one and you fancy trying something new, go ahead. The Apple Watch Ultra 3 offers more than enough functionality, features, upgrades to warrant it. And again, kudos to Apple, they've kept the price the same. Here in the UK, the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is £749, Obviously you can spend more if you want to get one of those god-awful Hermes bands, but yeah, for all the normal people out there, £749, while a lot, it's the same price as last year, which, you know, not everything stays the same price for a whole year here in the UK in particular. And I should also mention, because you're going to say you sound like an Apple fanboy, for the past few months I've been using the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra and then now recently the Watch 8 Ultra. And I can tell you both watches are level, in my opinion. They are level. If you use a Samsung device, you should use a Samsung watch. If you're using an iPhone, you should use the Apple Watch. It really is as simple as that, in my opinion. There's no better features on the Samsung over the Apple and vice versa. Obviously, the biggest difference is just aesthetic. Do you want a circular, well, kind of circular display on the Ultra? It's kind of like that hexagonal casing. Or do you just want a square look? It's entirely up to you. There's no denying this is an Apple Watch. That's the one thing I would say. Everyone knows you've weared an Apple Watch. Whereas with Android smartwatches, it can get, you know, kind of confusing between your Tick watches, your Huawei watches, your Samsung watches, and the list goes on and on. So, Apple Watch Ultra 3, big positive, but don't upgrade if you've got the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Now, if you're enjoying this format of video where I just cut to the chase and don't bullshit you, please make sure to give me a like. And if you haven't already hit subscribe, we're about 990 subscribers away from the 75,000 mark. Can't thank you enough. So, give it a little subscribe and hit the little bell notification. So we've talked about the accessories, it's time to talk about the big boy. I'm saving the iPhone Air for last because it's the runt of the litter in my opinion. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is categorically an upgrade over the iPhone 16 Pro Max in almost every single area. But you should not upgrade because it doesn't represent enough value for me. And in one of the key areas that I really enjoy my 16 Pro Max was that titanium frame, which was initially a gimmick. Then people started to realise, oh, hold on, this thing's pretty goddamn durable and I've yet to pick up a scratch. Unlike on the 17 Pro Max, where if it looks at a key or a coin, it's going to pick up a scratch. Everyone ad nauseum has talked about this, so I'm not going to beat that drum more and more. The one thing I would say on the flip side of the anodized aluminium scratching very easily, what do you look at all day, every day on your phone? I can tell you it's not the back, it's the front. And Jerry Riggs showed us all, the millions of people that watched his video, every single Android phone he has ever tested scratches at a level 6, with deeper grooves at a level 7. The iPhone 17 Pro Max with Ceramic Shield 2 scratches at level 8. So for the part of the phone that you're looking at all day, it is better protected than any other phone. So anyway, yes, it does pick up scratches on the back. But moving on from that, the chip's new, always this with Apple. The A19 Pro, much like the Snapdragon 8 Elite, is more power than absolutely anyone is ever going to need. The battery is improved, slightly bigger. I've never had an issue with any iPhone ever with battery life. Caveat that until the iPhone Air, actually. But iPhone's never been known for, you know, battery issues. The one thing I will say is, here in the UK we have the physical SIM version. In America you have the eSIM version, which means your battery is actually about 10% bigger than what we get. And how that represents in real life is you've got an extra hour and a half of screen on time. So yeah, an absolute 2-day phone from the Pro Max. And I'm sure you would have seen that there's a new vapor chamber built into the iPhone Pro this year, and it probably works. I did notice that switching all my apps and data over on first installation, the phone didn't get too hot, and normally iPhones get very hot. That glass gets piping hot actually. And same with running games at 120 frames per second for a long time, using 4K 60 frames per second video that I'm doing right now. This phone does not heat. So the vapor chamber is doing its thing. Ultimately for you and I, all that means is more efficiency. The cooler a phone can stay, the better for the battery and internals. So we know the design has changed, we know that the internals have changed, but we have to talk about the cameras. And yes, they've been upgraded, still not to the level where I'm going to throw away my Pura 80 Ultra or my X200 Ultra, but I can appreciate Apple for giving us some more zoom. We're now at a 40x zoom range as opposed to the 25x. We now have an 8 times optical or lossless zoom and a 4 times optical zoom, so there's a bit more versatility with your iPhone this year. And we know video's solid, no 8K, but you can get up to 120 frames per second in 4K. The iPhone camera system has always just been solid, always in the top 3. Let's just say that. It's always in the top 3 and it's number 1 for reliability. What's confused me this year, and I've never really noticed this, is the app itself. For whatever reason, Apple have revamped it. I've never once heard anyone in a review say that the Apple camera app needed changed. Yet Apple have gone ahead and done it. Now, you don't see all of the modes down the bottom. You have video or photo. And I constantly forget if it's left or right to get portrait, where slow-mo is, where time-lapse is. It's just not as clean. Or I guess the issue is they've tried to make it so clean that you can't find anything. Now they do have a new button that brings up quick settings for your photographic styles, for the flash, for a timer. That's quite handy. And you can select from 30, 24, 60, 120, 4K, 1080p, all on the main screen. But other than that, you're capped out. And there's no full settings menu. So where you have to choose your 10-bit, your raw images, your log, all that stuff, you have to go into the settings menu of the phone itself, select camera. You can't do it in-app. And that is very annoying. On every single Android device I use, the full settings menu is right there for me. So yeah, that's been a bit of a fail from Apple. But in terms of everything else, a week of using the phone, I am really enjoying it. My SIM card is in the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Whether it stays there or not is still up for debate. But unless you've got a 14 Pro Max or older, hold out another year. Remember, next year, Apple should have a foldable device out. That'll be nice. So here it is, the main event, the elephant in the room, the thinnest chick at the bar. The iPhone Air has had all the hype in the world, but after a week of using it, I want to be as brutally honest and blunt as possible. No one should buy this phone. Let me explain before you start hammering me. Although you're all Android users on my channel, so you'll probably praise me for this. I'm not saying it to get praise. I know you're all going to agree with me what I'm about to say, but just let me explain. There is only one phone that Apple has to compete in this category. It's the Samsung Edge, S25 Edge. The Samsung S25 Edge is essentially the same thickness, dimensions, like 0.2 millimeters thicker. Yet it includes a bigger battery, dual cameras, and dual speakers. Why, in Apple's right mind, did they decide, do you know what, we're just going to give everyone one camera and one speaker, and we're going to charge them £1,000 for the pleasure? £1,000 for this? Now, in terms of what it has the iOS 26, it has the Pro chip inside, but it doesn't have a vapor chamber, it doesn't have a SIM card slot, it's eSIM globally, and it throttles all the time. It's got one less GPU core, which you're probably thinking, Mike, that makes no difference whatsoever. But I'm telling you, this phone throttles because it's just simple physics. and you've never realised how much you use an ultra-wide lens or a telephoto lens until they've been taken away. I'll pop up some examples, not many because there's only one lens. This is the versatility. You get a wide or a 2x optical from the 48 megapixel lens. Absolutely categorically not good enough in 2025. I admire Apple for trying something new, and this is impossibly thin and light. When you feel it, it does feel freakishly premium and light and great. But after you've held it for 5 minutes, that kind of drifts away because you start using the phone and think, okay, it's an iPhone, but with no bells or whistles. And this is perpetuated by Apple themselves. For £200 cheaper, £250 cheaper maybe, you can get the new iPhone 17, which has dual cameras and a bigger battery and dual speakers, stereo speakers. Really struggling to see who the Air is pitched to other than, people that want the latest fashion statement. So I'm returning mine to Apple because they've got a really good returns policy. And if you're sitting there watching this video on your iPhone Air, I would recommend you do the same thing. I would recommend you return it and get the Pro Max or Pro or the standard 17. Because maybe not right now, maybe not today, but tomorrow, next week, next month, you're going to regret your purchase. You're going to get full buyer's remorse when you see people on their holidays or at Christmas time taking group photos and you have one single rear lens. Now, the final thing I want to touch on before I sign off the video, I don't want to end on a positive. One thing across all iPhone lineups that Apple have absolutely nailed, and I've heard it from every other reviewer out there, it's the selfie camera. It's a new square lens, 24 megapixels that produces 18 megapixel outputs. The standard, the Air, the Pro and the Pro Max all have this lens now. It allows you to take landscape selfie pictures while holding your phone in portrait. Because of the square lens, it's genius. It also has center stage, but ultimately you can get 3, 4, 5 people in a selfie group shot and you just have to hold your phone like this. Absolutely going to be something Samsung, Honor, Huawei, Oppo, everyone is going to copy. So yeah, mark my words, the dynamic island that people slag, Honor and other manufacturers have copied that. People will copy this square lens selfie within months, I bet. And rightly so. Apple copy other manufacturers all the time. So yeah, tit for tat. Another thing I want to say is just about the general ecosystem. If you don't have a MacBook Pro or an iPad or the headphones or the watch, then maybe an iPhone's not for you because you're not getting the full use of it. But in terms of overall ecosystems, with the watch and the headphones and the phone and my MacBook and my iPad, I get every single ease of use, functionality and feature from it. Like unlocking my laptop when I'm near it because I'm wearing the watch. Yes, it saves me about 0.5 seconds, but it's still handy. Like airdropping all my files straight to my MacBook. Yeah, saves me quite a lot of time actually. And then there's the headphones that I can use as a microphone. I have not had to use my Rode DJI Shure wireless microphone today because, I'm saying this now, but hopefully the audio sounded pretty good, but because I have these. And the quick change. If I get a call on my phone, the headphones will automatically connect to that. If I start playing a YouTube video on my laptop, the headphones will connect to that. There's a lot of really, really cool end user ecosystem benefits in the Apple ecosystem. But I am also aware that Google and Samsung have their own ecosystems. I've made whole videos about this. To summarize, I know you are either for iPhone or against iPhone. And I get it. I completely get it. I'm just in the middle where I get to use both. And for 1 month a year, September, I like to give Apple some flowers, I like to give them some credit for some things, and then also, slam them for some other things. So, if you've enjoyed this video, please smash subscribe and hit the like button. And I will be doing a comparison between the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro Max. So again, if you're looking forward to that, or if there's any other comparisons you want to see, leave a comment down below. And until next time,